So, how many times have you started a conversation with your husband and it goes down to a fight? And you're going, what the heck is going on? All I wanted to do was talk about that he's late paying the bills. Well, look, it may be more simple than that. I used sort of an exaggerated situation just so that you could see that what will trigger him is something. It's not nothing. When we trigger another person, we should expect a cause and effect response. So every time that we have an occasion to speak, you need to check yourself and go, am I just trying to get him to understand something, to acknowledge something, to do something? Is it something that I desire? Because those constitute a manipulative beginning to the conversation. Does that make sense to you? In other words, hey, I just want him to clean the garage. Or hey, I just want him to pick up the kids. Or hey, I just want to know if we can spend more money on this month. All of these things constitute a negative attack. They do. So the first thing to do, and by the way, in everything that we teach, there's always this element of communication that is so vital for a happy marriage. Now, I wasn't always a savior of marriages. Honestly, I was a divorce mediator until 2001 when a couple asked me to help them save their marriage. And in those days, the trend was all about communication. When you know how to communicate in your marriage, everything will be okay. When you don't, it won't. So naturally, they asked me, look, we've gone through marriage counseling. It didn't work. That's why we're here. But we don't want to get a divorce. This is what they told me. Can you teach us proper communication? And I said, well, okay, give me a few months to really take a look at marriage. Because although they were asking me for this specific thing, teach us how to communicate, I'm thinking, well, their marriage is ready to end and they're just asking about communication. What about all the other elements of marriage? And so I took a look at marriage, bird's eye view, as they say, from 35,000 feet. And I asked, well, why do people get married? What do they want? Okay, well, let me ask you a question. What do you want? Not out of your marriage, but what do you want? And if you're going to be perfectly honest and perfectly clear and succinct, you're going to have the same answer as I have and as every human being has. I just want to be happy. Right? Of course. We all just want to be happy. There was this psychologist, this Lazo or something, and he laid out the hierarchy of needs. They're not correct. Our highest need is not a physiological need. It's a psychological need. We want to be happy. We seek happiness all the days of our lives. And I thought, well, that's true for marriage too. All of us get married, we just want to be happy. And then you got to ask the question, well, what brings happiness universally? Because you can only get so many raises, you can almost only get so many new kids, new houses, and all of this stuff. And what makes us happy is love. And this is how you do it. You start your conversations instead of with an expectation. Stop yourself when you're about to do that and go, you know what? I need to show my husband how much I love him. And now you're probably going, yeah, but what about these other things? Yeah, what about these other things? Well, first you have to build this foundation of trusting love where he's not expecting you to attack him with every communication. Think about that. Think about your last 5 communications with him, if you can remember them. They all were loaded. All of them were loaded. Instead of the reason you got married to him was to show him how much you appreciated him, how much you loved him, how much you needed him, and how much you wanted to be with him. That's why we get married, for happiness. All that's gone by the wayside. You gotta bring it back. There's no skinny little pill for this. This requires reconstituting your marriage, reconstituting the connection that you have. You know, we have a thing here at the Marriage Foundation. One, don't settle for an okay marriage. Don't settle for that. I mean, this may be the only area that you're going, you know, this is not so good. Everything else is pretty good. Don't settle. You can have a phenomenal marriage. Look at what you learned already. Don't settle. And number 2, if your marriage is heading towards the cliff, don't give up. I gave up my divorce mediation practice because I realized I could save marriages. And it was in San Diego where I was. And so I was speaking at Second Saturday. I started pulling the worst case marriages and telling people, look, I can save your marriage. You don't have to go to divorce mediation. You don't have to set aside money to start the process of divorce. You don't have to do all these things. We can save your marriage. I look back, sort of hard-hitting. And all of the divorces that I legalized, that I set up to bring to the courtroom, none of them should have happened. None of them. You can save your marriage if your marriage isn't that much trouble. Okay, enough of that. There's another part to this video where we talk about not settling and what we have to offer, and we talk about not giving up. I'm Paul Friedman. Please subscribe to the channel. We want your marriage to be amazing. Leave a comment. Tell me how much you appreciate this, or if you don't agree with something, I'll respond to you. And like the video too. So God bless you and take care. Hi, I'm Paul Friedman, founder of the Marriage Foundation. Been saving marriages since 2001. Now, what can we say about not giving up and not settling? These are 2 big deals that for your marriage, these are vital concepts. And they boil down to 2 things that we offer you. One are the books that we have. I have Lessons for a Happy Marriage, which is the first book that I wrote, and Breaking the Cycle. They're both great. Flip a coin as to which one you want. That's for not settling. Those books lay out for you exactly what marriage is all about. The guidelines, the intricacies, delves into communication, all the things about marriage that you need to know. And if your marriage is doing fine, but you just have this little problem here, this little problem there, but it's basically doing fine, don't settle. I promise you this, when you read one of these books, you're going to learn more about marriage than you even knew you didn't know, and it's going to change everything for the better. You will be so grateful that you took my advice and got one of those books. Now, the Don't Give Up. When I began, I was structuring, compiling all the marriage help that people need in order to save their marriage. I was a divorce mediator until 2001, and so I was fortunate that I was accessing a support group for those who were going to get a divorce called Second Saturday in San Diego, California. And so I was able to pull out of those sessions individuals after I told them that I could help them save their marriage. who are beyond on the verge of getting a divorce. I'm going to say 95 to 98% of the people for whom I got a divorce shouldn't have, didn't need to, had they known what I now know. Took all of that knowledge and I put it into comprehensive courses, one for men and one for women. These courses, your course based on your gender, will bring you from the depth of the swamp that you find yourself in, out of that, into the light, and help you achieve a marriage you never even dreamed possible. That's a promise. Now, what if you're not even married? What if you're going to get married and you're just looking around for marriage advice? In that case, and I actually created this for some friends, we have a premarital course, which is amazing. You'll never have a problem in your marriage. Well, like nobody ever has a problem, but you won't have any killer problems. You'll know how to be married to get the most out of your marriage. What if you're only dating? Then I have a course for you too. This one I actually created for my son, and it is a step-by-step process for you to attract your soulmate, and in the right way. I'm so glad that you found us. Please take advantage of that which we have to offer. We are here to serve you. I'm Paul Friedman. God bless you, and take care.